Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review I Know What You Did Last Summer. And this is a new Amazon Prime original series based off of the same novel from Lois Duncan that the 90s horror film is based off of. And this focuses on a group of teenagers who are stalked and murdered a year after an accident kills one of their own. And this show focuses on two twins played by Madison and Iseman, who you know from Jungle Book and not Jungle Book, Jumanji, and she's popped up in a couple other things recently as well. And she plays these two sisters. Each of them have different personalities and different backgrounds, and a bunch of lies, deceit, put them each into a particular situation, and one of them winds up dead. And after this time, the other one's trying to move on with her life and connecting with this group of friends, and all of a sudden they keep getting murdered. And they're getting murdered in over-the-top and absurd kind of ways. And, one of them is, taken out by a very particular way, and then obnoxiously leaves things a little bit open-ended to leave open for more. Because here's the thing, there's a lot of twists and turns around in this show, and this really focuses, the tone of it has this really trashy teenage thriller kind of vibe to it, where it's just there are a bunch of disposable teenagers just getting thrown up there to be hey, you're victim number 2, victim number 3, who's next? You're next, victim number 4. And you have each of these teenagers getting killed in these most ridiculous ways, and you have others getting in the way because it's a small town. And of course you have the dad, who's played by Bill Heck, who's the father of these two twins, and he's having an affair with one of the police officers, and their mom is supposedly dead, and all these different kinds of things. And it's one of those things where it's just the level of crazy drama in this show is off the charts. The dialogue is very stiff and awkward, and certain things just come off sounding really, really silly and obnoxious because, it's very unrealistic way of speaking. And it gets hot and heavy and sleazy. One of the sisters has an OnlyFans account and is in love with Brianne Zhu's character, who I feel Madison Iseman and Brianne Zhu are the two that stick out in this series. The rest of them are just interchangeable random teenagers, or their performances are fine. I feel those two really bring some charisma to the screen and do something interesting with their characters. But in general, this is an overly bloated, crazy murder thriller that's just way too overly dramatic and obnoxious for my own personal taste. It has that sleazy kind of murder mystery vibe to it, and then throw in some obnoxious teenage drama, and that's what you get, a bunch of ridiculous and obnoxious drama along the way for all 8 episodes of this series that are a good 40-something minutes plus. And by the end, it leaves you with a particular situation where it's just one of the characters is... There's a lot that this last episode leaves you with, and a lot wide open for a second season. So this doesn't give you a whole lot of closure. It actually leaves you with more questions and concerns than probably the season started with. And, it's potentially enough for you to be but I kind of want to find out what happens. And it's one of those kinds of things where it's You watch out of morbid curiosity instead of like legitimate enjoyment. And this series kind of falls under that for me. But those are my thoughts on the first season, and I know what you did last summer. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some TV. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.